Hi there and welcome. So this is going to be a short and sweet video about how to make a clean cook fire that won't drag on for 16 minutes talking about nothing. So first we're going to start off with cleaning out the firebox, which I specifically built this smoker to be easy to clean. So if you guys want to see that, the link for that video is in the description below. Secondly, we're going to chop some wood here and make kindling. Personally, I prefer an all wood fire from start to finish. I'm also doing this because I don't have to fork out extra cash on lump coal and I need the exercise anyway, so there's a win-win. When you're doing this, just be careful, wear some gloves, don't cut your hand off. So here I am just using some hickory because it's easier to split, and since I'm going to be working with kiln dried woods anyway, stuff's pretty easy to split, and there's an abundance of hickory in the Northwest, so stuff's pretty cheap. But, which is interesting because it's not even indigenous, but whatever. But now we're going to be moving on to building the fire. So I like to use those little wax fire starter things that really helps bring the flames up and burns nice and clean. I don't know what they're made of, but I just recently started using them and they're great. So I usually line up the kindling in such a way that the fire will burn more towards the rear to kind of convince it to burn toward the barrels instead of toward the outside. So that works out pretty well. Another one of the things that I like to do is to put a bigger piece. Once this is all going, I put a nice big chunk of whatever wood that you want to use for it. Keep in mind this isn't the wood I'm going to be smoking with. This time I'm going to be using mesquite, but I don't think it's all too relevant of what wood you use to get your fire going, as long as it isn't going to kill you. You should be good with any particular wood, pecan, hickory, oak, whatever you want, as long as it's dry. So now we're going to let this burn down a bit, and this part is crucial. You'll definitely want to have the heat start going more into the smoke chamber rather than the outside of the box. It shouldn't take too long, but after a few minutes I close the door to really get the ball rolling. And I didn't notice this until I started editing, but you can see the woof of the air pressure from me closing the door to the smoke chamber. Kind of shows exactly how much heat really plays a role where the smoke is going to end up. So now after that, I usually start wanting to really crank up the heat and build up that coal base. So I'm adding a little bit more wood here, kind of larger pieces, and then we let that burn down. And that way it's, a decently large coal base at the end, and now you can accept more of your smoke wood at a decent rate without causing too much dirty smoke. And the same method goes right here, where we're stacking the wood on top of the flames to make sure that we get the most even burn possible. Little tip right here is you'll notice, as I'm dropping things, that most of the flames are going to lick the wood and burn it completely. There's not really any space for the wood to not really burn and get exposed to the flames. Now when I close the door, the flames go more upright. So now the flames are more being driven backwards, which is what we want. So now as we close the firebox, we can take a look here and see that we have a really decent burn going on. So we'll see right now we got a little bit of dirty smoke coming out of the firebox and out of the chimney there. And now about 20 minutes later, you can barely see the smoke. That's what we're looking for. It's actually really hard to be able to film any smoke at all. You can see the heat tendrils, but no smoke, or very little smoke. But after this is usually when I start adding the meat to the smoker after I get my desired temperatures. And just a couple of quick points. Everybody's smoker is different. You got to do whatever's best for you. But this is just generally the principles of how I start. So anyway, let's let some of the footage roll here. I'm making some beef fajitas and I'm going to stop talking. So enjoy. Catch you later.